Hey friends, Julie here and welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be taking these 4 items that I picked up at a thrift store and I'm going to be giving them a very simple makeover. So for this makeover, I will be using a textured paint to make over this pot. It is just a 50-50 mix of baking soda and paint, and I'm just going to be using some leftover house paint. It's bare in the color Simply White. And I just mix it until I get the right amount of texture. I will be starting from the bottom and painting my way down, letting it dry completely before I flip it over to paint the top of the pot so that I don't ruin the paint that I just painted on the bottom. This was my first time using this textured paint and I am obsessed. I end up using it on birds and another pot, and I have some other ideas of things I want to use it on. Have you guys tried this? I know there's a lot of YouTubers and it's all over Pinterest and there's bloggers that are doing it. Have you tried this textured paint? I've also heard that you can do like a sand mixture or like salt. Have you ever tried that? Let me know down in the comments how it worked. Now I gave this pot 3 coats of paint just because I wanted to have like a certain amount of texture on it. So it's really kind of up to you how much you paint it. I mean, you definitely want it to cover the colors of the original pot, but you can add more texture by giving more layers. So this was a complete fail. I'm going to show it to you anyways because, you know, it's good to show that we all make mistakes. This was just a black Sharpie pen, or it's a paint pen that I bought off of Amazon, and I'm just going to coat this bumblebee stamp that I already had, which is why I wanted to use it. And I am finding that it was just not gonna work. Like, it didn't round around the pot very well, and so it was a mess. It did not work. So I had to retry it and I tried something else. I failed probably 3 more times and had to repaint the pot till I finally got this. And what I did is I just removed the rubber stamp off of the wooden block so that it was able to round better, and it worked the first time. And while I love this cute little bumblebee, I don't want it to be so black and new looking, so I am going to take just a little bit of paint on my brush and just dab on it a couple areas to kind of make it look faded. And probably the most important step is you want to protect your pieces. You don't want to put all this work in just to have them get ruined. So I'm going to take some clear wax. This one's from Annie Sloan, and I am just going to rub it all over the pot to protect it. And here it is all dry. This would be super cute as a vase or even in the kitchen holding utensils. Now let's make over this ceramic olive pot. And I am just going to start by cleaning it off. I mean, I cleaned everything, but with this one particularly, I am going to clean it with some rubbing alcohol. It will also make the surface a little bit better for the paint. Now this is a ceramic canister that is still usable, so I don't want paint on the inside. I want, like, if you want to put cookies in it or dog treats, I want it to be usable. So I am going to tape off the areas that I don't want paint to get in it. So I decided to try this Ace flat paint in black, and I am very disappointed. I don't know if something was wrong with my specific can, but it sprayed in a single line, and it was very liquidy, even though I shook it really good. Like, I don't know why it wasn't working well, but it didn't spray like a traditional spray can. However, I stuck it out and made do with it and did use it. Now you can see after the first coat I had some drips, so I did go through and sand those drips out. Again, I think it's because something is weird with the spray can. So I did give it 2 coats, and then I'm going to go in with this linen white chalk paint and give it some more coats of white. So here it is after 2 coats, and it has fully dried, and now I am going to distress it very lightly with this sanding block because I only want the black to show through. I don't want all the colors that were on it previously to show through. And I'm also making sure that I sand down where all the raised texture was, because that was kind of why I bought this pot, because I thought it would be pretty distressed where it was raised. And to protect this, I am going to use some clear matte protecting spray, and I'm just going to give it 1 coat. I love how this turned out. It is perfect now for whatever treats someone wants to store in it in the kitchen. I would love it if you hit the subscribe button down below as well as the bell so that you don't miss future videos, especially if you are enjoying these thrift store makeovers, because I have many more coming, as well as another haul video to share with you. And I'm also over at Instagram at Magpie Designs by Julie. And I would love to have you come over there. Let me know that you came over from YouTube and introduce yourself. Now, for the next thrift store makeover, I am taking these glass candle holders and I am going to be painting them in the Kills chalk paint. I know that there is other ways to do this, but I don't know. With the glass, I'm not trusting anything but the Kills. All 3 of these candle holders have 1 coat of the Kills. That's all I needed. And now I am going to give them a couple coats of the Rust-Oleum chalkboard paint in black. Now I gave these pieces 3 coats of chalk paint and also sprayed it with the same clear matte protective spray as the last one. I seriously love how these turned out. They are nice and smooth in texture. They are solid black. You would never know that they were glass. Now, for this thrift store makeover, I found these 2 vintage floral pictures, but the gold frames were just not doing it for me. They made the whole picture just look so washed out, and they almost looked, it was like kind of plastic looking. It just was not my thing. Now for the frames, I am not going to be doing any type of chalk paint base or Kills or anything like that, no primer. I'm just going to sand them down and wipe off the sanded areas and give it 2 coats, I believe. Yes, 2 coats of the chalk paint. And you're going to notice that I did not tape off the glass because I I'm going to be somewhat careful so that I don't get a ton of the paint on the glass, but because it's glass and not plastic, it's pretty easy to go through and scrape it off with a blade. So to me, it's faster to not have to tape it and to just give it the coats that I need. So you can see here after the first coat, there's still quite a bit of gold coming through, but one more coat and it is a nice solid black. And here I wanted to show you how easy it is to just scrape off this black paint. And now you could leave it like this, but I just feel like it needs to be distressed. So I am going to take some of this sandpaper and I'm going to distress it basically on all the edges and especially in the corners. And this too needs to be sealed, so I'm just going to use some of this Annie Sloan wax that is clear, and I'm going to brush it on and then just rub it in and wipe it off. And here are the two pictures side by side. I think that the black was a huge makeover. It was simple, but it was such a difference for these vintage frames. If you guys enjoyed these thrift store makeovers, I would appreciate it if you give me a thumbs up, leave me a comment down below letting me know which makeover was your favorite, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!